Hi, this is Zap, and welcome to the Reset and Zap podcast. Welcome to a quick reset with your girl Zap. We're back, ladies and gents, with a special episode. I have a guest this time on board with me, and her name is Katori Shidori. Did I graduate? Did I do it?
You graduated.
I'm getting better, y'all. I'm getting better. One day, I feel like I got to do a mini series of English with Zap. Oh boy, that's gonna be interesting because I will butcher a bunch of words probably. But if you're wondering who is my guest, she is a streamer and she streams all sorts of games. She's into RPGs, fighting games, which I did not know. I learned something new. Puzzle games, which is my go-to. She's also a book lover, which, oh my God, we got to talk about books one of these days.
Sure. Yeah.
But she loves to listen to music. She draws and paints. So a woman of multiple hats, okay? She's kind of like me. She does a little bit of everything. But welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you? Happy Black History Month to you.
I'm good. These kids are weighing me down. This is a lot. When you got a teenager and then a baby, it's like, Lord Jesus, help me here. I feel like running. It's yeah, I know, right? It's like my dad used to say, because I was like, oh, he's exaggerating. He don't mean it. But my dad was like, oh, parenthood is chaotically beautiful. I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's very true. But anyhow, let's get into the goodies, ladies and gents. We're ready to have one of these raw talks, because if it is your first time, let me just break the ice here. Quick reset. You'd be like, Zap, what is a quick reset? Well, a quick reset is basically talking about whatever is on my mind. Okay. It could be topics that I've been hesitating about and making a video for a very long time. And I decided, you know what? Now's the time. Let the woman speak, which is me. You know? And I decided it would be a really good idea to get together with other females in any space, in any creative space. I try not to limit myself to gaming because I like to see, different perspectives. I'm all about supporting my girls. So it's nice to have somebody on board to talk to and cover some topics that are just a little bit, teeny bit difficult to cover. But you know what? We got to have the talk. So are you ready? Are you ready to spill some tea?
Let's go. Let's spill that tea.
I'm about to spill some tea. I got some water, but picture it. Just imagine this is tea, okay? Just picture this is tea, okay? So today's topic is all about the following question. So as a female streamer, what would be one thing? Feel free to add more if you want to, but what would be one thing you would like to see women do differently in your space? And most importantly, why?
What I would love to see women do more. Honestly, I think we should all be more supportive of each other. I mean, we all want the same thing. We just want to game and have fun and just show off our interests. But sometimes that kind of thing, especially if you know another streamer, or if that streamer's somebody else or somebody else that they're interested in, that could actually cause some minor differences. I've seen, you would not believe how many podcasts and other things that I've seen that have triggered that kind of thing when it comes to that. There's just too much jealousy, too much tearing each other down. We just need to be more uplifting towards each other. Like I said, we just want the same thing. A lot of us just want to just have fun and make new friends and share with other people what they're about when they game, their experiences, everything. That's what I think.
I agree 100%. I've been well, but for those that don't know, I've been doing content creation for quite some time, for several years now. And I've always said to myself, the bigger you grow, the lonelier it feels, because there's always like, people don't want to admit it, but there's like that gatekeeping just happening constantly on a day-to-day basis within any space, but specifically for me, and as for you, I'm guessing the gaming space. And it saddens me because sometimes we come in with the best intentions and we want to support other people out there to shine, because like I say, there's food on the table for everyone can grow, there's opportunities out there for everyone to do their own thing. And like, we can't really replicate each other because everyone has different gifts, different talents, different background. Everybody got something different, to bring to the table. But I agree with you. It's like, it saddens me to know that jealousy exists within us women. It sounds crazy, when I think about it, because with men, you don't, well, maybe it exists, but you don't see it as much. Like, men are more supportive of themselves. Like, they protect themselves within that space. But for the women, it's like, I feel like it's different, because I'll give you an example without mentioning names, but like, let's say me and so, we decide we want to collab. Sometimes the reaction will be, oh, I don't want her on my channel because she's going to steal my followers, or she's going to steal my subscribers because, she's more beautiful, or she's more, she has more charisma, or she's more talented. And I have these self-doubts or these insecurities of myself. So I'm projecting all that onto who I consider as my competition. And so like, the collaboration doesn't come off then as like genuine, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because low key, everybody got their own like selfish motives towards the end. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's what I see happening a lot within the gaming space.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do you see it a lot more? Because I don't consider myself much of a streamer, because I do it, every once in a while. But like, do you see it a lot in the streaming space?
I do. It hasn't happened in my stream yet, but I've seen it around. I've seen it in other people's streams. Like, even people would even record it and just post it on their YouTube stuff, just to get a reaction out of people, and it's very saddening. It's very, very saddening.
I wonder what if we can do like one thing to at least make a change, right? Like, what do you think would be that one thing we can do to make the space better, to make it more welcoming to other females?
What I try to do is, I literally, when I'm streaming, you could literally tag on what kind of stream you're doing. Like, there's like an example, like, everybody's welcome, or very nice and chill, or for any reason, like, if like I put up polls here and there saying, oh, what kind of game do you want me to play? And some people will vote, and then it's just really, really hard sometimes, because you don't know what they like, and you don't want to be a weirdo and just look at their stuff and just be like, oh, okay, that's what they like, and then just post it on the stream, and it would just look weird. But at the same time, maybe approach them in a respectful manner, be like, hey, I noticed you like video games, and what kind of games do you like, or are you a streamer? Because I would love to support you and all you do, and just things like that. And so far, that kind of approach has been working on my end, so I really think that.
Nice. Yeah, I think for me, I don't know, it's kind of hard. But what I usually do is I try to connect with female creators and streamers, not necessarily to collab. Like, I make it very clear. And I'm like, look, hey, I'm not hitting you up just because I want to collab or I'm trying to do something. I just want to check you out. And I'm like, oh, I just want to let you know that I'm supporting you, and cool. I might not jump as often, because with life responsibilities, it is what it is. Sometimes it's hard, but at least letting them know, like, hey, I acknowledge you. I appreciate you stepping into the space and, doing what you need to do for us women out there. And just kind of, giving that emotional support of keep going. Cause I know it's already rough. It's already rough for us in this space. It's gotten better. I will say it's gotten much better. People are more welcoming, more accepting, and more supportive on both ends and on both sides. But I feel like a lot of work still needs to be done to better the space for sure. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that there'll be like more initiatives, or someone, I don't know, a creator or a streamer can step in and create more spaces for more inclusion, more diversity, and just like build a stage for people with all sorts of experiences, life experiences, cultural backgrounds, different walks in life, that can come in and share their own take. But yeah, it takes a lot of work. Cause like, for example, for me, it's always been slightly hard. I feel like, I don't know if that happens for you, but like people create a lot of assumptions, stereotypes, and you have to break those myths, break those stereotypical, assumptions or myths that people think of, of a certain race or, a certain ethnicity, you know what I mean, different things. So I have to always be breaking down like, hey, don't create assumptions. Don't just assume that because so-and-so about this, that it's necessarily true, because it's not. And I think a lot of it comes by me just simply sharing like my own story. Like I just put myself out there and be like, okay, back in my day, or this is how we do it, or, this is how I feel about certain topics or about certain discussions. Just that way people will be like, oh, cool. I didn't know. I learned something new. And instead of assuming that people should know or should understand how I feel. So I don't know if that's something you've been doing.
Yeah. A lot of the time it's actually the other person usually gets like that moment where they're like, oh, that's relatable. Like I'm going through the same thing, and it just gives you a common bond on what to talk about, and making that friendship happen. Like I'll be honest with you, there are so many times where other like females would think that I'm trying to steal their boyfriend, which is not even the case. Like I'm sweet as pie, but very shy. I would never, ever, ever do that to someone. I just live in that role where you just treat somebody the way you want to be treated. But we're just, especially nowadays, that kind of respect is labeled as being like absolutely like flirtatious or fake or any of that. And then that's when that pot boils. Like when you just leave the lid on the pot way too long, and then it boils and then the water comes out. That's basically how it is nowadays. So
yeah,
at the same time,
that's true.
Yeah. And at the same time, you have to also like just watch your step, because not many people are as nice as you are, unfortunately. That's how it is.
Yeah. I always explain to people, I'm like, social media is social media and real life is real life. Like not everything you see on social media is legitimately true. And you can't just take it like as it is, by face value, because it's the majority of the time, people are always like exaggerating or living this celebrity life. But you also got to understand that people have the right to reserve their own personal life as well. Like some people are not going to expose everything on social media because they're not celebrities at the end of the day. They are human beings and they deserve to have a private life. So it's always like striking that balance of understanding like, okay, Are we friends? Are we acquaintances? How do we treat ourselves with respect on an online in the online space, but also understanding that at the end of the day, this person also has a personal life and has a private life as well. And if they want to share it with me, great. I respect it. I value it. If they don't want to share it, then I mean, it's okay too, because at the end of the day, they don't owe me anything. They don't have to put those things out there.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a problem on social media nowadays. I feel like people feel like because you're posting things all the time that you owe them your personal life. But I've always made it very clear. I'm like, ZapCristal is my brand. So what I pledge to give you is whatever I said within my brand, I'm going to offer. Beyond ZapCristal, whatever I share is like a bonus. But I'm not obligated to share that to you. If I want to keep it to myself, then I'm going to keep it to myself, because I need you to understand at the end of the day that once these cameras are turned off, I'm still a mom, I'm still a wife, I got other responsibilities I have to fulfill, and I don't owe that to no one. You know, I don't have to expose those things to no one. So yeah, setting boundaries. It's hard sometimes, but it's necessary to set those boundaries, especially in the in the online world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I you know what? It feels so good to have this talk with someone, because you said a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to talk about for the longest. So it's really good to see that somebody thinks the same way as me. I'm like, oh wow, it's not just me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
about I'm here and I'm ready. So like I even journal all the time. You would not believe.
Yeah, I need to get back into journaling, for real. I need to get back into journaling. I will say, is there anything else you feel like you want to add that you feel like women should do differently in this space, or something that you want to shout out, that's something positive that you're seeing, some sort of change that you're seeing now in the community?
I want to make a shout out to all the women in this, not just the streaming community, but just in general. Like, if you know something is too much for you, it's absolutely okay to take a break. You do not have to push yourself just to entertain other people, or just because other people want to see more of you. You are in control of your own destiny and your own road, like whatever path you choose. You do not owe that obligation to anyone else. Like, you just don't. It's okay to take a break, and it's okay to just, if you need to take a reset or a pause, it's totally okay. What I don't like is that other people take it upon themselves to just tear people down just because they want that kind of break. Kudos to you ladies that, see that and decided to just do something about it. Because I actually have been reading a lot, especially on, I don't even know if I should call it X or Twitter, but I've seen a lot of that, and kudos to you guys. It's good. The online world can be very tiring. To be honest with you, I haven't even streamed since November because I've been taking care of me. But I do plan on streaming pretty soon, but at the same time, it's okay to take a break and just take a reliever, because life is hard. It's hard. Oh my gosh. It's not. Yeah, it's tough.
It's rough. Hallelujah. That deserved the chef kiss, okay? What Katori said, I co-sign. It deserves a chef kiss. If we had a chef kiss segment right now, this would be it. I'm actually going to throw in a quick book recommendation for those that are looking for some good books. I just finished reading a book written by Russ, who is an American rapper. He's actually stationed here in Texas. And he wrote a book that's been out for a while, but it is called It's All in Your Head. Yo, guys, if you have not read this book, you need to give it a good read or listen to it like I did. I got Audible, so I just let that thing read it to me. And it's an amazing book. It talks about the power of just getting out of your head and creating whatever you want to be and just put it out there into existence. And it's such a good resource to have and just like add it to your library. So I definitely would recommend it because it's definitely gotten me through some dark times. So it's short and sweet. It's probably like an hour and something if you were to listen to it. But it's from this book from Russ called It's All in Your Head. Definitely a good book. Definitely a good book. You want to recommend a book or whatever you're reading right now?
I have this book. It's actually, let me find it. I'm actually staring at my shelf right now. It's called, let's see, trying to find, it's called The Art of Happiness. It's a handbook for living. I have the physical copy, but I'm not sure if it's on like, I don't know if it's an ebook, but it's actually a great read myself. I love it. Here's what it looks like, just in case you guys want to.
Oh, nice. I have to look that up. The Art of Happiness. I wonder if they have an audiobook for it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there you guys have it. That's some good book recommendations. That's a good way to start. So Russ, It's All in Your Head, and then The Art of Happiness, which I gotta look that up because I didn't even know that book existed. So I'm ready to see if they got an audiobook, because if they do, I'm gonna add it to my library. Well, anyways, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. You could have been doing anything, and yet you chose to tune in and listen to us. So thank you so much. As I've always mentioned, this is going to be available on all streaming platforms. Simply type in the Reset and Zap show, and you're going to see the main show available on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, and also the video version, because if you have a Spotify membership, you have access to all of season 1, season 2, season 3, and now the mini series, A Quick Reset with Zap. I appreciate Katori Chidori for making it. And I can't wait to have more future conversations like this with you. It was fun.
No problem. I'm glad I could be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. And as always, you know already, I want to remind you to always do a quick reset and zap for the week. Bye. Thank you.